May 18th, 2012, the most anticipated IPO in a decade. Facebook goes public at $38 a share, a $104 billion valuation for a company that at the time had almost no mobile advertising revenue, a company whose flagship product was losing teenagers, a company that Wall Street valued higher than Amazon, McDonald's, and Disney. The stock immediately sank. Within 4 months, it had lost almost half of its value. Investors were screaming fraud. Analysts were screaming bubble. The media wrote Facebook's obituary in real time right in front of us. And every single one of them was completely wrong because this wasn't a failed IPO. This was an opening shot of one of the most aggressive corporate counterattacks in modern history. Hello, I'm Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin. Today, we're opening the vault on Facebook's 2012 IPO, the $104 billion debut that nearly collapsed, and the ruthless pivot that turned it into one of the most valuable companies ever built. We're going to see if this was a strategic slaughter or a stagnation suicide. This case has more plot twists than a thriller novel. Facebook's stagnation score at IPO, 7 out of 10, believe it or not, for corporate cancer. At the time of its IPO, Facebook had a massive stagnation problem hiding behind vanity metrics. A billion users? Great. But mobile usage was exploding, and Facebook had no mobile monetization at all. None. There was revenue. Their revenue was almost entirely desktop advertising. In 2012, mobile was the future, and Facebook was a desktop company holding a stock ticker. The profit parasite was clear. Facebook's entire revenue model was one platform shift away from irrelevance. And that platform shift was literally already happening. So let's look at the tactical audit. What happened after the IPO is where this becomes a case study in the Karelin method. Mark Zuckerberg, to his credit, looked at the catastrophe and did not panic. He mobilized. He declared Facebook a mobile-first company and reoriented the entire organization with the kind of relentless, unconventional force that would make Alexander Karelin proud. He didn't just pivot to mobile, he went to war. He scrapped the existing mobile app, which was built on HTML5 and ran like a wounded animal. He rebuilt it from scratch in native code. He restructured the engineering organization. He changed the promotion criteria so that mobile work was prioritized. He basically told 3,000 engineers, your desktop work no longer matters. We are mobile now. And that's the 70% rule at organizational scale. He didn't wait for a perfect mobile strategy. He moved fast, aggressively, imperfectly, and then he iterated and he reiterated over and over and over. Now, the 80-20 matrix, Zuckerberg identified that the vital 20% of Facebook's future was mobile, and mobile news specifically, feed advertising. He poured disproportionate resources into that single product surface while competitors were spreading themselves across a dozen mobile strategies. Within 18 months of the IPO, mobile advertising went from nearly zero to the majority of Facebook's revenue. That's not a pivot, that's a precision strike. Let's talk about grandiose goal setting. Zuckerberg didn't say, let's get mobile revenue to 20% of the total. He said, mobile first. First, not mobile also, not mobile important, first. That single word reoriented a 3,000 person company faster than most CEOs can rewrite a mission statement. But let's look at the hindsight homicide. Facebook's hindsight homicide is existential, and it's still bleeding today. In the relentless pursuit of growth and mobile dominance, Facebook systematically destroyed user trust. Cambridge Analytica, election manipulation, mental health impacts on teenagers, privacy violations that would fill a legal library. They optimized so aggressively for engagement that they forgot or chose to ignore the human cost. Zuckerberg applied the Karelin method to growth, but he forgot to apply the hot system to ethics. And the result, a company worth over $1 trillion that a significant percentage of its own users actively distrust. The Meta rebrand wasn't just a strategic pivot, it was a reputation escape pod. The lesson: execution without ethics is a ticking time bomb. You can outrun the market, you cannot outrun accountability forever. Here's the verdict. I'm giving the Facebook IPO and subsequent mobile pivot 3.5 out of 5 kills. The tactical execution was brilliant. Going from zero mobile revenue to mobile majority in 18 months is one of the most impressive corporate pivots in history. The Karelin method, the 80-20 matrix, the 70% rule, all deployed with devastating precision. But you can't get full marks from the Stagnation Assassin when your growth machine runs on broken trust. Strategy without integrity is not a strategic slaughter. It's a Pyrrhic victory with a lawsuit attached at the end. So that's the autopsy. Facebook won the mobile war, but they may still be paying the human cost. If you want to build growth that doesn't require a reputation escape pod, head to toddhagopian.com. Grab the Unfair Advantage on Amazon and visit the stagnationassassins.com for the world's largest stagnation database. And remember, continue to declare war on stagnation every day and every week here with us.